I've been speaking muted for this whole time. So, hello, my name's Moron. What's yours? Also, I think the normal YouTube chat's working this time. It is. So is. Shinasuka says Destiny on top, Strike Freedom and trash. Gee. I never would have guessed Shin Asuka to say that. That was sarcastic for those who are like me and don't know how sarcasm works. Sprockets, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna get this on the screen. I guess full screen would be better. Window capture. There we go. Now we're talking. Hang on. There we go. Let me just try. Okay, I want to reorder things a little bit. Where is it? As you can see, this is a pretty extensive tier list. There's a lot of things in here. Just to test opening up an image. Okay. I want to put all the freedom stuff at the end. By the way, for those who are not aware, the original point of this tier list is to celebrate Gundam Seed Freedom existing. Also, I shouldn't have to say this, but because some people think for some reason that it's cool to hate Gundam Seed, if you don't like Gundam Seed, there is no reason for you to be here. So, let's not have any Gundam Seed slander in my chat, thanks. Ooh, existing. Oh, Robot Feud's chats I didn't see because I wasn't in the live chat person. Baby Rhino is dead right now. Damn. He deserves it though. He said some out of pocket things. For those who don't know, the person who was behind the the first 5 and then 6 and then 7 and then 8-month-old Baby Rhino account is the same person as that guy. And I think he's dumb. Okay. I'm almost done, like, ordering things around. Okay. That should mostly be good. He actually says something out of lung. I see. Anyway. Oh, yes, and this is another thing I really shouldn't have to say, but so for those who don't know how opinions work, because there were some people like that with the first one that I did mostly. So This is... You think you got banned? Oh, no. This is, my opinion. And it's just based on what I like. So I'm not saying, like, for instance... For me, the red frame is going to be higher than the Strike Freedom. I can already tell you that much. I'm not saying the red frame is more powerful than the Strike Freedom. It isn't. And I'm not saying the red frame is an objectively better design than the Strike Freedom. But what I am saying is I like the red frame more than the Strike Freedom. And then also, in comparison to something from the Bayverse Transformers, to anything from the Bayverse Transformers, all of these would be S. Every single one of them. But that would be pretty boring. So, we're not doing that. There has to be some in D tier. Even if they would belong in S tier otherwise, they have to be in D tier because some of them do end up having to be in D tier. That out of the way, first one we'll talk about is a Strike. Oh, also, so I'm not going to necessarily be basing them just on the, like, proportions of the line art, because, like, for instance, Strike's, like, shoulders are, kind of massive here. And just in general, he's got, like, blocky, chunky art here. If I... Well, no, I won't bother, but basically, like, if you look at, like, for instance, the thumbnail, the Strike's proportions to the thumbnail are completely different, and that's more how they are in the show. This is just how Kuno Kawada's line art is, and most of the designs are by Kuno Kawada. So, as far as the Strike goes, I actually do really like the Strike. I'll stroke Gundam, indeed. Oh, and also, I'm not, like, doing the different forms of the Strike separately, so this Aiel Strike, sort of represents all 3 forms. Actually, technically 5 or 6 or 7, depending on how many you want to include as, like, the base forms of the Strike. America? Huh? Oh, well. Anyway, I very much like these, like, parts there, like, of the inner frame that show, and also here. And there are also parts that, like, of the inner frame that sort of make sense to show. Unlike, Barbatos. Anyway. Aesthetics of colors. Oh, it does kind of, it is the same sort of colors. Ellie, whoa! I didn't think you'd be able to be here. Glad to see you here, though. The armor Schneiders here are nice. I want to say Barbatos. I don't know. It couldn't possibly be that Barbatos has a massive amount of inner frame showing that doesn't make any sense to be showing, but okay. Or, not but okay, but, you know, whatever. I didn't say Barbatos. I just coughed. Yes, it's good. It's good. It's good to have you back, Ellie. But overall, I do really like the Strike. And I think it's going to get a nice A tier. The Blitz. GHGS X207 Blitz. That doesn't matter because Lely is here. Well, Lely, huh? So the Blitz, I actually... There's a lot of things in the Blitz I really like. In general, I tend to prefer Gundams that don't have a mouth vent. And then the curves that the Blitz tends to have. A little delay, but yeah, I've taken some time off because of how reasons fine for now. That is good to hear. But yeah, the curves this tends to have are really nice. The inner frame showing here is very tasteful, almost Yakushiki-like, but maybe better than the Yakushiki. 3 swords. So those actually are not swords. I can see why they do look like swords from this angle, but they're actually Lancer armor penetrator darts because this is a stealth-based mobile suit, and beam weapons like this beam gun here are very very flashy and not good for stealth. So it has these 3 Lancer penetrator darts that shoot forward and stab into the enemy because those are much more stealthy. I also really like these. It's got these 3. You can hardly see this one right here. but you can see this one a lot better, and then there's a third one down there. I like those thrusters a lot. Jetstream Sam. I'm not really getting Jetstream Sam vibes from it personally, but if you want to see one that looks like Jetstream Sam, just wait just a bit. There will be one that looks a lot more like Jetstream Sam. My mic is almost out of its like thing. But the Blitz, I think, is going to be the first S tier, although there's a decent chance of moving it down to A, but for now it'll be S tier. Okay, next is the Duel. This specifically shows the Duel Assault Shroud. The Duel I do quite like. You can definitely tell that it's before the Strike or the Blitz. The Duel was the second design, and it uses the X100 series frame, hence GAT-X102. The GAT-X101 was never actually built. It was just a conceptual design. Guel Assault Shroud. Great. I really like these missiles here and this railgun. It gives an almost armored core-like vibe. I think the armor is very well added, but you can tell that it's not original to the design, which makes sense since it's not original to the design. One fun fact. Blitz, what is it, like, A impact time EVA? Huh? That... I have no idea what you mean by that. I'm sorry. Oh. You meant in, not I am. Oh. An impact in EVA. The Dual Gundam is just a, like, mobile suit meant for stealth. Or, I mean, not Dual, the Blitz Gundam. The Blitz Gundam is just like a mobile suit meant for stealth. It can go invisible for short periods of time. But during its invisibility, it can't use its phase shift armor. So it's physically weaker to damage, particularly damage from physical weaponry, while it's using its Mirage Colloid stealth system. But fun fact, if you look at the normal line art of the Duel, right there, that like top part of the armor on the... wait, you can't actually see. Right there, that top part on the foot is accidentally colored white. Here, let me show you guys. Evangelion when you played the piano at 15. You don't even know why it's funny yet. Yeah, see right there? Once you notice it on the normal line art, you can't unsee it. It's accidentally white. I think this is the second time joining Gundam Tierlist stream. I actually remember barely getting to Tierlist streams. I see. Well, then it's good to have you here for a second time. But yeah, there's this minor coloring error. And it's once you see it, you cannot see it. Especially because it's like, it's not there on the Assault Shroud. Aren't they like 30 feet? These ones are around 50 feet tall, I think. Let me check. Okay, around 60 feet. But the Dual Assault Shroud, I'm going to put probably just barely below the Strike. Minor coloring error, artifact revoked. You can't do that to Kuno Kara, sorry. Anyway, jokes aside, Buster Gundam, yes, Luster Gundam, indeed, exactly. There's a lot of things that I do like about the Buster Gundam. For instance, the lack of Vulcans. It's nice to tell that it doesn't have any head Vulcans because that would shake the sensors too much where they could malfunction. These in the knees are also sensors, and in the shoulders. I believe, actually, the ones in the shoulders might be missiles. But it's interesting that you can still tell that it uses the X100 series frame. Telltale things like these shoulder parts and these knee parts. The Buster Gundam is an interesting one for me because I've got mixed feelings about it because, like, there's a lot of things that I do like, but a lot of things that I'm not the biggest fan of. But overall, I like it quite a bit. The V-fin is very unique, and I really like it, actually. What was that? Oh, I saw that's on my other monitor. That's okay. I saw something that was on my other monitor. Anyway, these like bits of armor here, I think they're also thrusters. I like quite a bit. If it was more curved instead of more blocky. I think that would work with this silhouette a little more. He's like the coolest one. Well, he's going in B. Which you can chat as much in Discord, but only can check DM's review card from time to time. Ah, I see. That sucks. Okay, next. The 105 Dagger. Also sometimes called... Actually, wait, let me see if I could maybe... Hang on. RPG below or besides the sound. Wait, RPG? Oh, you're talking about the Buster. Okay, so that's actually not an RPG. It's mounted, right now it's mounted on the side of the backpack. There's two of them. So this one's a beam cannon, and this one's a shotgun. And they can combine to form more powerful forms. Focusing more on classes slightly, but do update life from time to time on Twitter from contact us all. Okay. Well, having contact with you is still good, but it is also nice that you're focusing on classes. Furthering education. Actually, I don't think it is mounted on the backpack. It's mounted on this part here. Anyway, yeah. It's not an RPG. It does look like one, though. Yeah. But yes, this, the dagger, sometimes called the A1 dagger or 105 dagger, is the mass production of the Strike Gundam. This is one of my favorite gym designs, like, or other gym adjacent designs. I actually really like this one. These beam sabers are very interesting and unique to me. The thrusters here are very nice. The head is my favorite thing about it. Hang on, let me... If I do that... And then that, and that... Wait, no, because that way I'm getting in the way anyway. Okay, you guys should be able to see it a little bit better now. Circuff Wish. Sort of. It's a stripped down version for mass production. This version can still equip striker packs though, so you could still have a like a eel dagger or a sword dagger. In fact, these shoulders can even equip the shoulder parts of the striker packs. But this one is going to go just below this. Actually no, I'll put it in the bottom of A. Can it just anyone buy them? No, but whereas the Strike Gundam, only a few of these were made. Compared to that, the Dagger, had it actually been selected for mass production, so for these I think around 50 of them were made, but if it had actually been selected for mass production, which it was not, then hundreds of them would have been made. Sort of similar to how like there are, like any given fighter plane, like for instance the F-15, there are hundreds of F-15s made. But you can't just buy them, just like you can't just buy an F-15. Actually, exactly like that. But now we have the, I think it was GSW-1, or not 1, 401 Stargazer. The Stargazer is an interesting design to me. It's actually one of my favorites. Especially because, unlike most other things in this tier list, this one is not made for combat. It's made for deep space exploration, which explains things like the inner frame being visible there and there. These, like, black lines glow like yellow so often. I won't be here long. This is being early as usual. College opportunity to come to stream. Jim miss hanging out with y'all. Yep, I miss hanging out with you too, Ellie. Hopefully you'll be able to join more often at some point. But for now, just every once in a while definitely is better than nothing. It works. Please only mention things about the mobile suit itself, please. Wait. Please, about the mobile itself, please, suit, please. Wow. Oh. Specifically, you don't want me to mention that Celine McGriff, the lead engineer of the mobile suit, is really hot. Apparently. I'm guessing. Anyway, this is a design that I really, really love. The cockpit, the way the cockpit, like, the way that part of the design blends with, like, these vents here is great. The V-fin is, very interesting as well. I tend to like these sort of, like, bracer type design there. This has. And I'll put it above the strike, actually. In A tier. Okay, the Librarian Works version of the strike. The Gale strike. It's got a bit more of an interesting face there. These shoulders are very interesting to me. These, like, with the big thrusters. And then in general, there are a lot of things I actually really like about this. The fact that it uses the, like, master grade version of the line art makes it look a lot nicer in line art form. These swords also are very interesting. Rocket League Gundam. I don't play the game, so I wouldn't know. This reminds you of 00 Gundam. It's probably the big shoulders. And, like, the knees. But this one definitely goes above the normal strike, but below the Stargazer, I think. The, I think this was called the Narrow Blitz Gundam. I will say that having, like, these, like, extra 3, Lancer Armor Penetrator darts there is a good idea. The red looks nice on it, but not as much as the black. The backpack, I feel, doesn't suit it nearly as well. But other than that, it's mostly just the Blitz Gundam, so there's not that much to say about it. But I do like it a little bit less, and that's just enough to put it down into A tier. Well, no, I'll put it in S tier for now. Okay, the M1 Astray. Despite having a face and a V-fin, this is not a Gundam. This is another mass production mobile suit. Well, he's cooler because he's red. Well, he's not cooler. This one is cooler, though. I really like the backpack, what the flight pack of this one looks like. The feet are a little bit flat. Just a little bit, though. Overall, the design flows pretty well. It definitely, you can tell it's a mass production one, but it almost looks, it's like if this was a protagonist mobile suit, I wouldn't be that surprised, you know? But it also really, really works well for a mass production mobile suit. I do tend to like this sort of thing, that this and the normal Strays, and also the Barbatos from Iron Blooded Orphans that's going on. That sort of thing I find myself liking a lot. Also, these, like, cheek vents are very nice. All Gundam versus 01, 02, and 03. I assume you mean EVA unit 01, 02, and 03. And if you're saying every Gundam, then the EVA units will probably be overwhelmed. But even then, the EVA units might win, especially because the EVA units are generally around... They're usually shown around 50 meters tall, but they're often shown to be considerably larger than that. So yeah, even... It's hard to say. The EVA units are ridiculously powerful. But this one I will put... I think just below... No, I'll put it right in between the Strike and the Gale Strike. I'm just going to put this in S right now. Before I even talk about it. So this actually isn't the normal line art. This is... The normal line art doesn't look quite as nice. Where is it? There, that's the normal line art. This line art is the master grade version line art, which I could not find online anywhere for the normal one. Eva basically a comedy, to be honest. It starts so some parts of it are comedic, but the weird looking guy from Age solos Hall of Evangelion. I don't even know which weird looking guy you're talking about. Wolf? Maybe? I don't even know if you're talking about a guy or a mobile suit. Anyway, so this is the master grade version line art. I edited it it based on the red frame Kai version, which is why the arm right there looks a little bit blurry. I might go and fix that later. But the guy, oh, that like work mobile suit. What was it called? I don't remember. It was in this episode. That thing. It was called the Desperado. I thought it was, but then I, like, second-guessed myself. Yeah. Desperado is silly. Anyway. What is it? Kids 5 head. I'm not sure what you mean, but the art style of the Aegis is a bit odd sometimes, but it's still great. But for those of you who somehow don't know, I'm kind of obsessed with the red frame. The red frame is almost definitely going to stay right there at the very top of the tier list. The red frame is one of my favorite mecha ever. The only ones that I like more than the only one that I like more than the red frame right now, at least, is Jehudi from Zone of the Enders. So, considering the red frame is my favorite right now, my favorite mecha in all of Gundam, yeah, it's staying right here at the top. Sometimes I like the Exit Avalanche more, but right now I like the red frame. Astray Rod Frome, indeed. The feet are a bit flat, but you know what? It just works so well with the rest of the design. And especially the master grade proportions and the way that like the knees like blend in with the thighs there. I really like. I really need to build my real grade and master grade and perfect grade red frames, because I've got the high grade. I'm actually looking at the high grade right now. Although I'm going to turn it into the noir frame. But yeah, I love everything about the red frame. Next, the blue frame second L. How sword damage a robot? Well, it's a very, very strong sword. It's very, very sharp, and made using special techniques, so it still can. Some others, there is one sword used by the Astray Mirage frame. I don't think, I have the Astray Mirage frame second issue in the tier list over here, but I don't think the second issue has the sword, but there's a sword that the normal Astray Mirage frame uses that has phase shift armor applied to it to make it ridiculously sharp. And then some swords are heated, some swords have like a beam around it, but yeah, the Astray Blue Frame second L. Can human ever defeat a Gundam? You should watch G Gundam. If we're talking about anything remotely realistic, no, not even close. If we're talking about something silly and over the top like G Gundam, yeah. But the blue frame is an interesting one. It's got these Armor Schneider combat knives, which have the same name as the Strike's Armor Schneider combat knives, but are completely different. And then this weapon in the back can transform into a giant sword or a Gatling gun. The head is interesting with the way it changes the V-fin, but it kind of makes it look like a bug in a way that I'm not the biggest fan of. The feet are also very interesting, the way they're just a bit different, and I actually do like this feet a little more. So it's going to go just below the red frame, because all the Astrays are really cool. Okay, this is the Astray Mirage frame second issue. There are, I think, 4 versions of the Mirage frame, but I decided to put the second issue just because, just randomly, honestly. But the Astray Mirage frame uses Mirage Colloid technology and can disguise itself as other mobile suits, which is why it's called the Mirage frame, because it uses Mirage Colloid technology. Before being modified into the Mirage frame, it was probably called the purple frame. Since all 5, there are 5 Astrays. The first was the gold frame, second was the red frame, third was the blue frame, fourth was the green frame, and the second one we only know by Astray Unit 5, but it was probably called the purple frame before being modified into this. But originally they were all exactly the same, and just used 2 beam sabers, 1 beam rifle, and the gold frame also had a bazooka, because it was special. The gold frame also has Mirage frame. It's beautiful. Well, I'll show you the others then. That's a B. This is my favorite version of it. That's me. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm talking about Gundam. So this is my favorite version of the Mirage frame, the original form. It's got the Commander mode and Gladiator mode. Very interesting and unique. And then the second issue is the one that I have there. It's got Tyrant mode and Brute mode. That's like really cool indeed. How am I today? I am actually quite good today. And then there's the third issue, which only has one mode as far as I know. Yeah. But that is going to go definitely below the others. But I mean, it's still an Astray, and the Astrays are great. The Turn Delta. This one seems to be based on the civilian Astray. Actually, I want to do the civilian Astray first because of that. So let's push this back down to there. I think I only have the DDSD custom. Just watching Well Sick today. I'm sorry to hear that. Next is the Murasame. A transformable mobile suit, which you can probably tell. It has some connections to the M1 Astray. It's sort of a successor. It's got these interesting hip-mounted beam sabers that are the same as the Dagger, which are really interesting. I actually don't know why I don't have a gunpla of this one yet. Yeah, I wasn't feeling well lately. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you can start feeling better soon, and my stream can help you feel at least momentarily better. Or at the very least entertain you. The downturn vents here are really nice. The V-fin is an interesting shape, and the chin is a lot smoother than normal, which I actually kind of like. These, like, parts there are interesting. They're kind of, like, blocky and curved at the same time. I do really like these thrusters here. In the end, I think I like it just a little bit less than the M1. Actually, I want to do that one after the Civilian Astray as well. The Baku. The dog creature. I actually kind of want a Baku to make the Baku reconnaissance type. But this thing is insane. It's got railguns there. It's for use on the ground in like desert environments, which is why it's a quadruped. I do like the fact that it has tank treads there. These like little wires there in the neck are a very interesting detail. And I like the way that it almost sort of has like a V-fin almost. It's a very unique design. This is not something you'd see in UC or like 00 or something. But I do really like it. It's, for what it is, there's not that much to say about it though. These like little tiny dips there like really make it look a lot more menacing than if it were just like flat there. These vents here are also really nice, and that sort of like shape that this part has. What will it get? Top of B tier. Okay, now for the creature, the Goon. And I'm not making that up, that's the real name. It's called the Goon. Which is short for something. He has, features include massive feet, short king proportions, and big dick energy. But this thing is just so crazy. Am I ranking Mobile Suit Gundam stuff? Yes, I'm ranking the designs from Gundam Seed Destiny, and the new movie Gundam Seed Freedom. Although we only have, I think, 8 designs from the Seed Freedom movie so far, and a decent amount of them are the same, so there's only like 5 on my tier list stream. Maybe I'll update it when the when Gundam Seed Freedom comes out and I watch it, and then there's more designs to put on there. But maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll see. But this is partly to commemorate the fact that Gundam Seed Freedom is coming out, because I've been waiting for years and years and years. But this thing is a little bit less insane when you think about the fact that it's for underwater use. So that's why it looks like that. Goon. So it's actually not spelled like that. I don't remember for sure about the capitalization, but it's spelled. I put it in the chat. Let's see. Oh, if I'm remembering. Oh no, the H is over there. Yeah. Because it's short for something. No, the H is not capitalized. I don't know why. Probably because of what it stands for. Anyway, this thing is like, it's such a creature. It's like you thought Universal Century aquatic mobile suits looked odd, just wait for that, but it does get the bottom of B because it's not necessarily weird in a way that I like a lot. Actually, the next I want to talk about the Jim Femwis. That thing, the Jim Femwis. It's, the Jin Femwis is the sort of prototype. It's based on the Jin, but it's actually, because I should probably talk about the Jin first. Where's the Jin? Right there. Because these are put in alphabetical order, for the most part. The Jin. ZGMF-1017. Low so short, what is Broken to do against the threat? Well, he's underwater. He goes underwater, so the lack of extra, like, space weighing him down is a good thing. But this is the Jin. This is one of my favorite, like, Zaku-inspired mobile suits. Taking a rest today, have fun. I was gonna say YouTube, but that wouldn't really work here. Yep, get well soon. See you later. Yeah, this is one of my favorite Zaku-inspired mobile suits. Second only to the Tierlist from Gundam 00. And this one, honestly, I might even like more than the Tierlist. The big crest is nice, but especially this backpack. I really like this design. It takes the like mono-eye snout of the Zaku, but does it in a bit of an interesting way with the way the snout looks. And these, like, once again, he's got these like little divots in the mono-eye thing. They give it a much more menacing look, and it looks really nice. The chest is also interesting. I think it'd be interesting to like try and, if you wanted to try and make it larger for like something similar to the Zaku 2R2, but with this, with plat plates. And overall, it's a very interesting design that I like quite a lot, and I'm actually going to put it. I think I like it a little bit more than the Duel, even. No, I don't know. I like it very similarly to the Duel. Okay, now we can talk about its variant, the Jin Femwis. You can actually sort of see how it's got the same basic like head and chest. This thing is an insane creature. Once again, big dick energy. Very important to the design, I feel. It's got larger hands, though, than the Goon. These vents here I actually do like quite a bit, and these ones as well, but other than that, there's not that much to say about it. It's, like, even crazier than the Goon, but I do actually like it a bit more. But they're decently similar. By the way, there's a variant of the Goon that I didn't put on here from Seed Destiny called the Geogoon, which is not underwater, but underground mobile suit. It's for, like, burrowing underground, which is very odd. Very crazy. Okay, the Civilian Astray DDSD Custom, which is pretty similar to the normal version of the Civilian Astray, but I like this one a little bit better. You can see that it's still got a Gundam-like face, like, behind the visor, which is very interesting. This backpack is also pretty unique. This one, Terpster slash Uncle, is this one anybody can buy because this is a civilian use mobile suit. So if you have enough money, you can buy this one just like a car. I would imagine, like a car, you probably don't need some kind of license to operate it. But I actually have no idea why I don't have the high grade of this yet, because I love this design, especially like the way the legs like flow. That looks really nice to me. Like to the point where I considered using these legs for my own custom gunpla design. The shoulders being like this, like almost like diamond sort of shape, I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's I wouldn't say I really mind it. And I like this style of like thin vents there. So that's nice. It sort of does away with that like sort of crotch there, the crotch piece there that I like from the normal Astray, but that's fine. But I do like this a lot. The arms are just like there's not that much to say about them. They're good. They're not great, but they're good. But overall, I really like this one. Why got a face? Why shouldn't it have a face? You have a face. We don't complain about that. So let's not complain about him having a face either. Once again, joking aside, the Gundam's face, the chin, I actually have no idea what it's supposed to do, but the vents that it sometimes has are, you know, vents. And then the eyes, two eyes actually have an advantage over one, in the fact that if you close one eye, you lose most of your depth perception. So having two eyes can give depth perception in the battlefield, which is obviously good. So that's probably why. But this is going to go above anything other than the red frame. Based on it was the Turn Delta Gundam, which takes everything that I really like about that and then makes me like more things about it, pretty much. The chest, I don't really like these vents, but the way that it like points forward, I like that a lot. You go 2D when you lose one eye, yes. The backpack, I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's okay. It uses the Voltaire Lumiere, same as the Stargazer for more combat-based application. I like the arms a lot more than the base Astray Civilian Custom. And the shoulders especially, I actually really like these shoulders. I don't know if there's a high grade at this, but if there isn't, I'm going to make one. Actually, let's check. Looks like there's not. Okay, I'll make one. When I do, eventually, someday. Not today. Not soon. Eventually. Anyway, I like this a lot, and it goes above Civilian Astray Custom. Next is the Raysta. Top 5 is next from any franchise. In no particular order. Jehudi from Zone of the Enders, except actually that one's at the top. Idolo from Zone of the Enders. Exia Avalanche from Gundam Duelo. Red Frame from Gundam Seed Astray. And what should fill that last space? Obviously the Fire Valkyrie from Macross 7. I should do a Macross Tierlist at some point. But those would be it. Anyway, this is the Raysta. It's made by the Junk Guild. Raysta is an anagram of Astray because it uses 70% Astray or M1 Astray parts. A common modification to give this was a Gundam type head to make it more similar to the red frame. But this is also a civilian mobile suit, so anybody can buy it. This is specifically with the space type backpack because the space type backpack is great. I do like this sort of like sunglasses type visor where it looks like eyes but connected in the middle. But you don't really see that on mobile suits very much at all. The Hyakushiki, I think, does that, and the Togis does it, and this does it, but that's all I can... Oh, and most of the daggers do it, but that's all I can really think of. This thruster here is interesting to me. For you, Zeke, Rex, Aaron Yeager, Shelly, even, you know, I don't know what Shelly is, but I don't think Aaron Yeager counts as a mech, because he's kind of like made of flesh. Though Attack on Titan was heavily inspired by Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam. But yeah, nothing from Metal Gear manages to get onto my list. However, Jehudi and Idola were both designed by Yoshi Shinkawa, so that's close enough. I should do a Metal Gear tier list at some point too. But I'll include things that most people don't know about, like Metal Gear Gander or Metal Gear Kodoke. But this is going to go probably just below the Gale Strike. None of those are Arctic Gundams, so you're both wrong. Well, that's because Arctic Gundam's stupid. But Arctic Gundam is actually not stupid. It is pretty cool, but it's not cool, not nearly cool enough to make my top 5. Honestly, any of the original Thrones would be more like my top 5. And there could be enough for a list if you include things, like I said, like unique things that most people haven't heard of, such as the Metal Gear Gander or Metal Gear G. Let's see. Yeah, like most people haven't heard of Metal Gear G. Oh, right there, Metal Gear Gander. That looks like a lead from Zone of the Enders. But yeah, if I include things like Metal Gear G that most people haven't heard of, or even the Walker Gear, I could probably find enough. But we'll see. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. What is G from? G was cut content from Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. And Metal Gear Gander is from Ghost Babel. This thing is the Jim Deep Arms, though. It is one of the first things to use beam weaponry, and interestingly, its beam weapons are not based... All other ZAF beam weapons are based on the G Project Mobile Suit. This thing's beam weapons are separately developed, which makes it very interesting. Namely, it's got this sword, which is an anti-ship laser sword, and it's got these cannons. I actually really, really like this one. I'm not sure where the chest comes from, why it's so different, but it's great. These vents here at the knees are really cool. I very, very much like the you can't really see them very well. The feet. So would have fought 2 Metal Gear. Well, actually, Metal Gear G would have been produced in large numbers as well. So he would have fought more than 2 even. He would have fought many. Okay, that's a bit better. But actually, what if I do that? Like Metal Gear Solid 2? Yeah, kinda. Okay, if I do that, is that going to affect this tab as well? Nope. But it does make those larger than I'd want. That's better. Anyway. That's definitely going to go above the normal Jin. Probably like there. I wonder if they made a... Let's see if they made a... Wait, was it Jin Deep Arms or Saigu Deep Arms? I don't remember. I think it was Saigu, yeah. That's his chest as well. There is a high grade of it. I actually didn't know there was. Well, let's put this a bit over there. I should probably do the normal Saigu next, because I just did the Deep Arms version. Put that there, that down there. The Saigu. This one I actually like quite a bit. It was intended to replace the Jin, but never quite managed to. The big backwards facing thing here I really like, and then the fins are very nice. The arms are a little bit skinny, especially when compared to the chest. The chest is kind of proportionately large. But then also, this thing looks not that good in the Kuno Kawada line art. Yeah, something like right there. That right there, it looks a lot better. Kuno Kawada's line art, like his designs are amazing, but I've mentioned this before. His line arts are not amazing. The line art proportions of his designs often look odd. But this goes probably just barely above the Jin. Next, the Guays, or sometimes as it's pronounced, Gates. I actually see very little love for the Guays. It'd surprise you, but it's actually based on the Blitz. It's a mass production of the Blitz, technically. Its beam rifle is very nice. Its shield I actually love. It's got two like beam claws there, so to speak. The like backpack here is my favorite thing about the design. But the legs also look great. I like how it includes the like chin because it's based on a Gundam and that like camera, but it still retains a lot of the more Zaku like characteristics. But I really love this design. In fact, I think I like it slightly more than the Blitz. I really need to start filling out C and D. DB is smirk. Yeah, kinda. Next is the Hyperion Gundam. It's got these like little beam sabers here. This beam rifle is one of my favorite gun designs in all of Gundam. I love this design. The head is very interesting and unique, particularly these like fins there, and also red V fins always look nice. But there's a lot of things about this design that I do like, but a lot of things that I'm not a big fan of. Like, I'm not a fan of that spike, even though it like makes sense. Like, it's there for a practical purpose, but then again, this like these vents and this like the way this like juts forward, I really like. But overall, he goes top of B. Okay, the Zaku Warrior. This one, like, there's a lot of things that I do really like about it. Like, these vents are very interesting. I'm not a big fan of the way that the skirt armor attaches, but it is what it is. These thrusters here are very nice. Overall, despite clearly being based on the Zaku, it almost feels more like a Isaac. I'm not sure what these, like, little protrusions there are. But the only thing for me is this, in some ways, it feels a little bit uninspired. Its ability to equip wizard packs is nice. But it's only going to get B. Okay, next is the high mobility Jin. The Jin high mobility type. I love this thing so much. I almost had a high grade of this, but then I decided I should save my money instead. And I regret it. I love everything about this. Like, it takes everything that I like about the normal Jin and just, like, kicks it up to 11. Like, these, like, big boosters, I really love. The way that it's, like, sort of, like, leaning back and, like, you know, it's got, like, that sort of, like, pose to it in the line art is great. I don't know if Kuno Kawada made this line art. I'm almost certain he made the design, but I don't know if he drew this line art. But the line art looks quite good either way. But this, like, there's not that much more to say about it because a lot of it's very similar to the Jin, but it's so much better. And it goes right there. Maybe I should move this down to there and this down to there. Okay, now's the part where people might start getting angry at me. Because, like, a lot of these things are, like, side story stuff, like the Astrays. Now we're starting to get into main series stuff that people have very, very strong opinions on. So, the Justice. I actually really like it. You can sort of see its Zaft lineage, with these legs being very similar to the Saigu. The Fathom 00 backpack is very interesting to me, and I like quite a lot. The idea of a subflight system also being the backpack of a mobile suit just makes so much sense. The Justice, indeed. These feet are also very interesting. They're a very unique design for a Gundam's feet. Pink and pretty, yes, indeed. Mostly, I really, really like the head, and especially this, like, sensor spire, because it's a Commander mobile suit. Another thing, actually, one thing I want to talk about right now is that people tend to complain about, like, Seed overusing beam boomerangs, but when you look at it, okay, so the Sword Strike uses beam boomerangs, yeah. That's one of the things that uses beam boomerangs, and then the Sword Calamity uses beam boomerangs. The Justice, which is a close quarters combat mobile suit, uses beam boomerangs. So does the Infinite Justice, of course. The Destiny uses them as well, and it's a close quarters combat mobile suit. And then, honestly, not much else does, but the one thing there is that basically everything that uses beam boomerangs is a close quarters combat mobile suit. So I really don't get why people complain about them being used, because they're a close quarters combat weapon in Seed. That's just what they are. And I don't know, like, people don't seem to realize that. But now that I've whined about that, it goes probably there? No. There. Do I really like the normal Gale Strike that much more than the Strike? Although I do actually probably like the... No. It's hard to say how much I like compared to the Strike. Maybe there? Yeah, that seems good. And it's twin the Freedom. A lot of people really don't like the Freedom, which I think is probably because a lot of people really don't like Kira Yamato. This is one of the line arts that is the least flattering. Images like this are better. Or this one. Yeah, the line art of the Freedom is not very great. It's kind of unflattering. But a lot of things that I do like are these railguns that you could fold up as skirt armor. That part of the design I actually really like. The big wings are great, and they fit the, like, star silhouette that Seed likes to use very well. And that's, once again, you can see it's Zaft heritage there, because it's sort of similar to the, once again, the Saigu or the, Jin, with the big backpack-mounted, thrust, device, in this case, wings. These thrusters are interesting. They're a kind of thruster that Seed likes to use a lot. Do the characters design get full freedom where they follow orders and what to draw? It depends. Like this one, I'm sure that they had a lot of restrictions. Like, for instance, it had to have a more Gundam-like face. He probably was pretty restricted on color. But I actually don't know exactly how many restrictions he had, so it's hard to say. It may have more been like he gets full freedom, but depending on what he designs, so it'll either be rejected or accepted, so I'll have to keep redesigning it until he designs when it gets accepted. So it's really hard to say. For somebody who's not, like, a part of the industry. But the Freedom, I actually like the Freedom quite a bit. A little bit more than the Justice, actually. So it gets A tier. The Regenerate Gundam. There's a lot to unpack here. The feet are a little odd. I do actually like this gun. I knew I forgot one of the first generation mobile suits. It was the Aegis. It was the Aegis. I remember. Where is he? I'll do him next. But, like, the head looks pretty odd. He kind of looks like a Transformer in a way. The color scheme I just, like, really don't like. The, like, black, purple, and white, sure. But then the yellow kind of ruins it. And then also, I don't think I'd really like that color scheme that much anyway. Like, I'm not saying it's, like, objectively bad, but it's, like, it's just, they just, like, don't work for me at all. It's a nice art, to be honest. Yeah, to me it kind of is. I do really like the gun, though, at least, so I'll put that... C tier seems like a good place for it. Okay, GHE-X303 Aegis. There's a lot going on here. Once again, this is another lineup that looks really, really not good. Not flattering. So, once again, it's better to look at other arts, such as this Master Grade line art. Not line art, but Master Grade box art. Or what is this? This is the Master Grade. Basically, every other version of it, other than the original line art, is gonna look better. Yeah, the Aegis line art is not that great. But I do like the way it stores its gun and shield there. The head is my favorite part of it. And the way the shoulders point is nice. And the fact that they managed to make the arms and the legs transform versions of each other is honestly just impressive. Like, you wouldn't even notice, like, at first glance. But it works. It's done in a way that actually works. But it is kind of odd in some ways, but I do still really like it. But I'm liking it less now than I used to. Let's put it... Do I like it more than the Strike? Yeah. That seems like a good place for it. The Providence is another one people really don't like sometimes. Partly because they wind up with these cables, but they actually make sense because they were added after the main design was completed. The head is one part that I, like, in some ways I don't like. Like, if you remove this, like, part there behind the fin, I think it would look a lot better. I do like the, like, big blocky chest, and especially the big shoulders. I love those shoulders. But it's nice and big and chunky in a way that I actually do like quite a bit. It's got a similar shield to the Guay's. Beam comes from there, which is very nice. It's got dragoons there. These like parts here and the way they like sort of like go into the backpack is very nice. And this mobile suit really knows what it wants to do and what it wants to be, and it does that quite well. It's a very imposing design as well. And I'll put it there. I have had my BGM off. There we go. Okay. Next, let's not actually do that one next. I'm trying to do it in a way that, like, makes some semblance of sense. This would be a good one to do next. The Din. I think it was AMF-101. Din. This thing weighs only like 10 tons, which is ridiculously light. But because out of its armor, it's also like paper thin. But it's interesting, you can see some interesting things, like the legs are very similar to the later Justice. The backpack is also sort of similar to the Fathom 00 of the Justice. And the arms are similar to Justice and Freedom as well. Oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned that I have a ghost energy here with me. How much caffeine does this have? Megabytes, wow. Milligrams only. No, it's got 200 megabytes of caffeine. 200 is a bit less than what I'm used to. I'm used to like 250. No, actually, I'm used to like 150. This is more. Yay. I can't drink 3 of these in one day. Or I could die. Zap mobile suits are all animal creatures. So true. The head here looks a bit bald, but like, what are you gonna do? It's gotta like have that go over it, so. It goes there. This what's this thing even called? Shit. I don't remember. Was it? Oh, Hail. Right, Hail Buster. Okay. The Hail Buster is interesting. This, like, the way that, like, chest points forward, I really like. I see this as an improvement to the Buster design in every way except the head. The Hail Buster. I was thinking this was the Hail Buster. Honestly, somehow it wasn't. It totally was, though. Or no, is this the Regen Duel? This is the Regen Duel. Okay, the Regen Duel had some influences from the Buster. So I get them mixed up sometimes. But the Beam Sabers being on the knees is a bit odd to me. But, it is what it is. And the idea of giving it some of the Buster's capabilities is interesting. For sure. But like I said, the chest is my favorite part of it. And I do also see it to be mostly an upgrade over the dual design as well. So it's, well, actually, maybe I like it a little bit less. Let's put it there for now. I like it pretty similarly either way. The Dagger L. Once again, it's got that like sunglasses visor. This I actually liked a lot less before building the Gunpla. Building the Gunpla sort of made me start to like it more. I do like the shoulders. Although because of the way it is, it actually can't equip the sword or launcher striker. Because it can't equip the shoulder part, but it could equip just the backpack parts. Which, in the case of the sword striker, would deny it access to the rocket anchor. Or the actually no, it wouldn't. I don't know if it could equip the arm parts, but if it couldn't, it would deny access to the rocket anchor, and if it couldn't equip the shoulder parts, it would not have the boomerang either. And in the case of the launcher striker, it would deny access to the missiles and the machine gun. But it would still have the Agni in the case of the launcher, the Octane cannon, and the Gishard Guer anti-ship laser sword in the case of the sword. This one antenna is very nice, very gym-like. And it's got guns in the feet, which are from attacking infantry. And definitely not innocent civilians, so don't even worry about it. But I'll put that here. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I want to do this a little bit later with the rest of them. And I'd like to do this and the Raider all at the same time. There's the Raider. the Guay's experimental firearms type. If these look, or if this looks like the railguns from the Freedom to you, that's because they literally are. That's also the same beam rifle that the Freedom and Justice used, and the Justice, a prototype version of the Justice's backpack. Oh no. I think my stream died for a second, but it's fine. But yeah, this thing is yellow because it's a prototype mobile suit, and it prototyped a lot of the, why would they shoot people on the ground? Well, in Gundam Seed, it's a war crime to use mobile suit weapons, like, say, a beam rifle, on a person that's just like a person in a, like, not in a mobile suit or anything, because it's considered to be overkill. So they made it a war crime under the, Junius Treaty. Was it Junius Treaty? I think it was, yeah. So they installed those machine guns to shoot people on the ground that are only infantry, and like I said, not innocent civilians. So don't even worry about that. Just don't even think about it. They would never do that. But yeah, this one I actually like quite a bit. It's a very interesting design, and it gets, I think it gets to go right here, in between its two suns. I don't know if you guys are ready for this creature, but the Gillisgay. So yeah, it's got a modified Dagger L stuck on this like torso, like stuck on this like weird mobile armor bug creature thing. This thing is like, it's really weird. It's got a big beam cannon there, and it has like a ridiculous operating time even with these high power beam carbines, because it's got a very large generator. But it's really, really weird. I know I said that already, but it's just that weird. And I'm not really sure how I should rank this. I'm not the biggest fan, so I'll put it in C. Is there anything, am I gonna need to, I like everything from C, so I'm gonna need to shove some of these down. Let's put him in D for now. Okay, the Calamity Gundam. Another mobile suit, a mobile suit from the second series, using the X100 series frame. This thing is very heavily armed, with a big bazooka and two giant beam cannons. I think this was called the Gaia bazooka. I really like the shield a lot with its guns in it, and the like overall like hunched over appearance of it is very nice. The chest with these like big vents is very unique, and I like it quite a bit. The big shoulders are also nice. Start to give it a little bit more mobility because it's, you know, kind of not got that much, because it's got a shit ton of weapons. I'll say I don't like playing as this in Gundam Seed Battle Assault, but I do really like the design. That seems like a good place for it. And it's X200 series frame brother, the Forbidden. This one's an interesting one. I really like this style of thruster, by the way, just in general. The beam cannon there was interesting, especially its ability to, like, curve the beam, which is crazy, by the way. I do really like, I don't remember if these were beam cannons or railguns, but I kind of feel like it was railguns because you could use the Geschmidt Panzer system to be an aquatic mobile suit if you wanted to. Its scythe was also interesting. My friend and I were just talking today about how this thing would accidentally be like the perfect Gundam frame killer from Iron Blooded Orphans, because it's also mostly immune to physical weapons due to its phase shift armor. And it's mostly got physical weapons itself. But I do really like this one. It actually sort of in some ways looks like the what's it called? The new Gundam, which is interesting. But is it good enough for A tier? Probably like there. I might put him down there as well. And finally, the Raider. I really like the head. The head is very interesting because of its beam cannon in the mouth. This shield I also like quite a bit. These parts here, these like claws in the mobile armor mode, I'm not a big fan of. And the legs, I'm also not a big fan of, especially these like big chunky joints. Like just, no. The mobile armor mode is interesting. The shoulders I like, but overall this one just like, it just really doesn't do it for me. I think this one's the Nero Blitz. Wait, no. This one, I think this one was the Nero Blitz. Or this one? Okay, if this one was the Nero Blitz. What was that one? Nebula Blitz. Okay, this one was the Nebula Blitz and this one was the Nero Blitz. I get their names mixed up. Okay, the Nebula Blitz I like a lot less than the Blitz. So the legs are still very nice. Lionheart looks nice because he uses the Master Grade version. The shoulders, not a fan. These parts I actually do really like. The V-fin, I kind of hate, actually. The new shield system I also don't really like, and the backpack is just kind of a clusterfuck, honestly. So it gets markedly lower than the other two Blitzes. Like, there. It's just like it ruins so much of the design for me. Okay, the I can't remember what this one was called. It was referred to as an Astray. Oh, it's a Astray out frame, I think. Unless I'm done. Yeah, that's the out frame. Oh, hey, yeah, I forgot. I have like an image downloaded somewhere that's this image, but it says like snap at the top, and then this one's going in my cringe collection at the bottom. It's stupid. Or another one is the same thing. It says like cotton 4K. But yeah, the overall, like the way the design like sort of like flows, especially like the legs and the small feet, I actually really like. It's sort of similar to the X100 series frame here. I don't know if it uses the X100 series frame, but the head and V-fin are very nice. The shoulders also are quite nice. It feels very overall very compact in a way, you know, and I really like that. So it goes maybe high. No, let's put it there. I should probably put the duels in B tier. Let's put him actually I think I like him a bit more than these. I don't even remember adding the Testament Gundam because it's kind of similar to the Astray out frame. But anyways, here, the Testament Gundam. The V-fin I have mixed feelings about, but overall I think I enjoy it quite a bit. The shoulders I love. The chest, once again, somewhat mixed feelings, but overall I do think I like it. Really like these placement of the beam sabers, the fact that the flat beam sabers, and especially I actually do really like these vents here, the overall way that the legs are shaped, and the these skirt armors. The waist I also really like. This honestly sort of feels like it would be from 00 more than anything else, like from 00 anytime before the show takes place, like one of those side stories. And I mean, it was designed at a similar time, so I'm not surprised. These arms are also amazing, and I do like it when it's got these like little flaps at the shoulder in front of the arm. Those are nice. The detailing on the shoulders is also like perfect. These vents here are amazing. They're great. And this one, actually, I think gets to be an S. Probably, like, there. I want to do this at the same time as the other. Is that one of them? Yeah. Where's the final member of the Phantom Pain Squad? There we go. It's interesting to me that the Phantom Pain Squad only uses X100 series frame mobile suits. Starting with the Verde Buster. There are a lot of things I really like about this, like the simplification of the big weapons is a bit nice. The head I actually like quite a bit, but a bit less than the normal one. But it's very interesting to be sure. The line art looks very nice. You can definitely still tell it's the X100 series frame. The chest looks a bit better, and these like big shoulders are like great. They fit the vibe of the duel, which are very great. So it goes way above definitely the normal duel. Probably like right there. That seems like a good place for it. No, more like actually probably like there. But still, that's decently high. Next is the Blue Duel. I actually really love the Blue Duel. It attempts to mimic the Assault Shroud, but in a like, whereas the Assault Shroud could be removed because it wasn't actually unique or like original to the mobile suit. In this case, the Blue Duel's armor is like part of the mobile suit and it's integrated into the frame just like the rest of the armor, so it actually cannot be removed. Once again, the line art looks amazing. The shield here on the shoulder is peak. I love that. So it definitely goes above the other duels into A tier. And the last one, last member of the Phantom Pain Squad, the Strike Noir, which is the Strike E with the Noir Striker. I actually have two of these high grade, although one of them is customized and one of them is unbuilt. The Noir Striker is my favorite part of it, though, mostly because of MBF-PXX. Was it PFX or PXX, or was it dash XXX? I think it was dash XXX. Whoa, hang on. Gonna have to clip that out. I am never searching that up, even in relation to Gundam, ever again. Oh, it was POX. The, Astray Noir frame is great. And I really love the slightly new proportions for the Noir Striker that it shows there. I'm gonna make my own with the high grade red frame. And it's gonna be great. But I really like especially these like swords, but I shouldn't be talking about that. I don't have that in the tier list. I should be talking about this one. It seems to be based on Dante from Devil May Cry, with the two guns and the swords that it uses, and the fact that the pilot looks like Dante from Devil May Cry. I really like these like shoulder parts, these shoulder thrusters, but that also means that it can't equip the shoulder parts of the strike or not the strike, the sword or launcher strikers, which is why it has its own versions that are slightly different. But well, I do really like this overall, and replacing the armor schneiders with the shorty beam rifles was a great idea. So it definitely goes above the normal strike. Probably just below the Gale Strike. And then I want that to go with the other two. Oh, there we go. The Chaos Gundam. The V-fin is very interesting. Just in interacts with the face is very interesting. The legs also are interesting and unique. it transforms into like a mobile armor mode. These seem based on the Freedom. Those look very similar. I like these, like, this style event, the way it like curves towards the like main thing. These fins are nice too. And the Dragoon pods are interestingly designed. They look pretty utilitarian and unique, but overall this, like, I'm gonna put it there. No, there. There's not that much going for it. The Gaia is in a similar place for me. The feet are interesting. I do really like these parts here, and the head is quite nice. These parts are also very nice and unique, but like the legs end up being very thin because it transforms into like a dog-like form. But it's like the chest is a bit too blocky for my tastes, and the proportions are a bit odd because of that transformation, even like not just by the line art, but it definitely goes above that, and I think maybe even a bit above the Buster. And then the Abyss. The Abyss's head looks kind of odd. I do really like these like legs, and these parts there. They like shut there and like over the head, and make it a more streamlined form for underwater combat. In general, I tend to like these like sort of like binder type structures in mobile suits. Energy drinks are so yummy. The vents, the way the vents interact with this, and just in general, the cannon of the chest is very nice. And I think this is by far my favorite of those. But it maybe B tier. Maybe. We'll see if it gets removed later or not. The Destroy Gundam. This thing is like massive. How tall is it? "56 meters. How tall is that in feet for those who use feet? Okay, that's like almost 200 feet tall. So it's pretty massive. It's also sort of runs into the Big Zam, which is nice. The head is very interesting. Of course, it's also referenced in the Psycho Gundam. And I feel like it does those two things quite well. The feet I actually like for what it is. These like weird things are weird but cool. And overall, it was a very intimidating thing to see on screen. And it goes there. Do I want to put these off more? Yeah. I'll do them decent, like, I'll do them in a similar amount of time, or like next to each other. The Goof Ignited, another copy of a UC mobile suit, which I actually don't really mind that he does, unlike some people. This thing had amazing presentation. I don't like how these are skirt armor attached though, which I mentioned before. The head is quite nice. It does goof, but it like does it in a very Seed style. And the wings on the backpack are also nice. The sword and the way it carries it in the shield and the way that makes it interesting or similar to the UC version is nice. The whip is has a slight redesign to be like segmented, which is in a more definite way than the almost cartoonish way of the original. And this gun replacing the finger gun, I think is a good idea for the slightly more grounded, sometimes way that Cosmic Era is compared to early UC. And it definitely goes above the Zaku, but probably only to there. I want to do the AL Calamity after the Sword Calamity. Where's the Sword Calamity? Let's put it there. We still got a decent amount to go. So this one doesn't even look like it belongs in Gundam at all. It looks like it belongs in Armored Core, like 3rd Gen Armored Core. These structures here are very interesting. I've actually never seen this in combat at all, even in like a SD Gundam game. But overall, the design is interesting. I actually do like that head quite a bit. I think that I have no idea what it is, though. And it looks very weird. It probably has some purpose. The legs are very interesting to me. The arms are really the only thing that I don't really like about this. Overall, this is a very interesting design. I think it should go near the top B. Like, there. Well, that's more like middle B, but whatever. Okay, back to the Astray. I think this is the, 4th. Blue frame 4th. I love this backpack, the way it's, like, chunky. And, the head is interesting. It's, like, lack of a V-fin is not something I'd expect. I really, really like these guns here. Dual pistols are always amazing. And other than that, it's, like, it's the blue frame. It's great. And I like it more than the second L, actually. Okay, the Lord Omega Astray. I need to grab this line art, actually, because the normal line art version is, like, very, very low poly. Not low poly, but low res. I kind of love this a lot. The chest especially. And the, head is very nice. The way the legs, like, flow, but they're also, like, spiky. Especially this part here, this armor part here, and the feet are great. The sword is just, it's pretty cool, but it's not really my thing. This armor part here, I'm not the biggest fan of, though. But, the hands also, and especially this, like, pointed armor plate there, are great, and I'll put it there. And I'm also going to put this here. Okay, the Sword Calamity. I actually like this version of the Calamity more than the normal Calamity. A lot of it's the same, but it does have swords, obviously, and beam boomerangs, and rocket anchors. You know, normal, like, sword using stuff from Seed. But it still has the cannon in the chest, which is interesting. And it does give it some ranged ability. And overall, I really like the design, and the color choices are also very nice. And it's gonna go, whoops. So definitely, where is the normal one? Where did I put it? Right there. Okay, it's gonna go above that, and I think also above the strike. Probably, like, there. Gonna have to make this, no. If I zoom it out, okay, that'll work. Okay, now the Aiel Calamity, which is a very interesting design to me. I like what they've done with the feet, but I don't know if it suits the Calamity. Obviously got the head and chest that we all know and love from the Calamity. These, like, parts here are also very interesting. I do really like these missiles and these Gatling guns. This also kind of has Armored Core vibes. I'm obsessed with these, like, bracer parts on mobile suits, as usual. This is gonna go just below the normal Calamity. Now the Nyx Providence. I kind of don't really like this one. It's like, I see why a lot of these changes were made, but it's like, it takes away a lot of what I liked about the original Providence, and it feels like lopsided and unbalanced, quite literally as well, so it's gonna go a decent amount below, like there. Actually, I'll put it in D, because it's just like so much of a downgrade. I just really don't like it. Okay, the Astray Red Frame Mars Jacket. This one I do like a lot. I'm not sure what on earth is going on story-wise, because I don't know if this is like cover it or like right here. It's wide enough that it could be covering the normal red frame, or the legs could be replaced with these ones, and I don't know which is going on. The swords being on the backpack is interesting and nice. I don't really know how this one works in a lot of ways, but I do really like the shoulders and these vents. The skirt armor is also nice. And it's got a Gelgoog-like form. But I'm going to put it below most of the rest of the Astrays. Like there. Okay, the Legend. I've seen some interesting hate for this. I do like the beam shields there on the forearms, or the forearms on like the knuckles. The head, not that big a fan of. The chest is interesting. I do like this like big collar. And then the backpack, I actually like the way it's segmented. I think I actually like slightly more than the Providence that it's very clearly based off of. You can still see this cable right there. Another thing that's evident of its Providence lineage. The legs are pretty Zaku-like, which I actually do like because it makes sense. Just in general, it's pretty Zaku-like in the lower half. It's definitely gonna go below the Providence. Where exactly? Probably like here. That seems like a good place for it. And its brother, the Destiny. Now, I actually really, really love the Destiny. These like indents in the like face give it a very aggressive look, and just in general, it looks like you can tell it's a protagonist mobile suit, but it's got a bit more of an aggressive vibe to it. So it also works as a villain mobile suit, which is very interesting to me. The wings, I love. I do get some of the hate for the Destiny Gundam, but I disagree. I really like these vents, especially. I don't know why I don't have the Destiny Gundam in Gunpla form yet. I really should. The knees are just like, eh. But these thrusters, though. Oh yeah, now we're talking. And then these skirt armors are really great too. And then the sword and gun and beam rifle being there, I really like. And it's going to go in S for sure. But where? Probably there. But I actually need to quickly go to the bathroom, so I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Okay, what's next? Wait, I want to put the Infinite Justice next to it. There we go. Okay, next is the Strike Freedom. This one honestly had a lot less impact on me compared to the Freedom. I do like the beam shields though. And especially, I really actually like these shoulders kind of a lot. But the head I like a bit less. The backpack I like kind of a lot less. The railguns, same. The legs, I like it less. The torso I like less, but I do like this cannon in the chest. That was a good idea. And the skirt armor I actually like a lot less as well. Other than that, there's not that much to say about it. But I do actually really like those shoulders. Definitely, it's going to go below the Freedom. Probably about here. And the Infinite Justice is similar. I actually do like the Fathom 01 a lot better than the Fathom 00. The green there is interesting. The chest in general I do like quite a bit. I like this compared to the... So, comparing this to the Justice, it compares to the Justice more favorably than the Strike Freedom compares to the Freedom. Let me grab the Justice for there real quick. However, still, I do like the normal Justice more. But I like the Infinite Justice just, like, barely less. I have to zoom out again. Or what if I lengthen it? Okay. Yes, the Civilian Astray Zero Custom. This is based on, or not based on, this is somebody's custom Gunpla build that actually won a competition to become an official Gundam Seed mobile suit. But officially, this is not the blue frame, it is actually a customized Civilian Astray. As in this thing. Customized to look like an original Astray frame. And with all this shit put on it. But, like, it is a little bit of clusterfuck, but, like, there's something about the way it is that I can't help but like. Like, it's so damn cool. I don't know how or why it's so cool, but it really is. And I've got to put it at least there. No, there. Actually, there's probably good. Maybe there. Yeah, that... Yeah. Okay. I think this thing was the Zno. It was either the Zno or the Ash. Oh, no, that was the Ash. This one's the Ash. The Zno is the other one. Right. This one's the Zno. It's such a creature. The claws are crazy. I don't like the fact that the beam guns are, like, right there at the claw. That seems like it wouldn't work well to me. It also doesn't look very aerodynamic with the shoulders. So... let's put it in D. No, because it's such a creature. I can't bear to put it in D. It's got to go at least in C. Ah, the Dreadnought Gundam. Slash X Astray. Whichever name you like better. Once again, my favorite style thruster. Gotta love it. The external arresters here are great. I really love them. The shoulders are quite nice. The chest is amazing. The head is just eh. The legs are very good. Especially the feet, the way the feet interact with the legs. The backpack is quite good. The prototype Dragoons. I really like those. It's very Seed-like in the way that it is, but you can definitely tell it's a Zap mobile suit. I mean, it's mostly, when we look at the Guays. Accidentally opened a different window. it's mostly the same in terms of the arms and the feet. Really, the only major differences are the chest is a bit different, and the shoulders and head are different. Well, and the legs are a little bit different. Overall, even though I do like the legs more on this one, I like the Guys a little bit more. So let's put it there. Okay, next is the Savior. I'm not sure if this would be an unpopular opinion or not, but I actually really, really like the Savior. The shoulders are pretty nice, almost F91-like. But it's really the backpack and especially these big cannons that I really like, and the fact that it still manages to be quite fast. This like booster here is nice, and it's definitely a stage 2 Zap mobile suit, but it still manages to be quite cool, and the very bright red is very nice, especially compared to Atheron's more usual like pink, like these two. It's gonna get B. Top of B, actually. Let's move these three together. Let's put them in proper order. There. I opened that twice. The Eclipse Gundam. I saw a lot of very divisive opinions on this thing when it first existed. I do really like these like things there, and the chest, like the way it points, is amazing. The way the legs flow is also quite good. Though I have mixed feelings about the feet. These binders here are amazing, and the shoulders are quite nice. The head, I don't really like the V-fin, but these like big fins, I can't help but love. Overall, I actually do really, really like it. And I'm going to put it, like, top of A. But I can see why. I can see the criticism people have for it. The Bobby. Or Babby. I don't know if it's actually Bobby or Babby. This thing seems to be vaguely a Hammurabi reference. The head is very odd. Don't really like it. The backpack seems to be based on the Fathom 00, and I do like these like missile pods. The feet are interesting, at least. I do like them a decent amount, but this thing, I just like can't find myself liking it, so it's gonna go right there. The long dagger. Specifically, this is the long dagger with the Forestra armor, which I actually like more than the dual assault shroud's armor. The railgun is quite nice. I really like these thrusters here. It's very bulky, and I enjoy that about it a lot, but it's still got a decent amount of thrusters to make it just like not quite as slow. I feel like a shot to the joint would be like the way to go with this, though. But a lot of its weapons are not dependent on the arms, so that's still to be able to function quite effectively. The head is very nice. It takes what I like about the dagger's head and gets rid of some of it, but the rest of it is still there, so I'll put it like there. Is this the Raigo? Yeah, the Raigo Gundam. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of really don't like this design. Like, what is going on there? And the head just in general looks weird. This like protrusion on there I really don't like. I actually do really like the shoulders, and the arm's pretty cool too. The legs are like a weird mismatch of things. Like I like a lot of those things separately. Like the feet I like a decent amount, and the knees I like, but they just don't go together. And then like the torso doesn't go with the arms, and it's like it's kind of a mess. So I'll put it at top of D, but still D. Okay, the Akatsuki. I love the Akatsuki. I'm just gonna say it right now. The shoulders I very much like. You can tell it's based on the X100 series frame, even though I don't think it uses it because of the shoulders. and the parts of the frame here, and the frame in the legs. In fact, it actually might even use the X100 series, or something based on the X100 series. I'm not the biggest fan of this beam saber, but it is what it is. The head is my favorite part of it. I really like the head. The mirror coating was also quite nice. That sidle thruster is also pretty cool. And I think I will give it... yeah, let's say bottom... no. Top of A, yeah. Ah. Wait, what are they called? So it was definitely Rot Forbidden, Guild Raider. It was something Calamity. I don't remember. Oh, Blau Calamity. Right. So the Blau Calamity. This one is one of the ones where it's just like, these three, all of them, are just like, it's like, what the fuck are they doing? Or not what the fuck are they doing, but like, why is they, okay, let me start over. They're like, it's really just like, it takes all the weapons and it says, what if it had 2 of those? Yeah. The shields, what if it had 2 of those and those are on the shoulders? The cannons, what if it had 4 of those? And so it ends up being a little bit of a clusterfuck. But you know what? Despite that, I can't help but love it. And there are some things that I genuinely do just really like, such as the silhouette of the 2 shields there, or these parts there. So I'm going to give it, actually maybe I like it a little bit better than the normal one. I think I do. And the next is the Rot Forbidden. If that looks like a Hazel Shield booster, that would be because this is based on a custom gun plus, so it literally is a Hazel Shield booster. But this one I'm not that big a fan of, or this like scythe I'm not that big a fan of. The thrusters here, I actually like the really chunky legs. He's very happy to see you. I think those are beam cannons there. I'm curious how these manage to swing forward. But I do like this actually quite a bit, but I think I like it a little bit less than the normal Forbidden. And then finally, the Gleb Raider. This like shield cannon is just like insane. These, I like the way that they're like positioned a little bit better, and the fins here actually I think like do actually help the design quite a bit. The cannons here are nice as well. The shoulders are nice. I like those, and I really like this the skirt armors. They're great. But how does it compare? It does definitely compare favorably to the normal Raider. Probably like there, because I don't really like the normal Raider anyway. I don't like that one that much either, but maybe there actually. Okay, the Impulse. I really, really love the Impulse, like a lot. The shoulders are great. The head can look very intimidating at times, and I do in general really like it. Especially the Sword Calamity, partly because it's in my custom colors. But the way the chest points forward, I just in general tend to really like that. And the vents here are great. And that one there. These parts there, this part here looks nice, and I like it quite a bit. My eyes are watering a bit. Other than that, there's not that much to say about it though, but it had a very impressive on-screen performance, and it looked very, cool. And I'll put it there. The Dom Trooper. This one compared to the other, there's like another one that's like zapped, remaking UC mobile suits. this one ends up being nice and chunky. Like, even compared to the normal Dom. They, like, really doubled down on the thickness. Lots of thrusters back there. The big arms are quite nice. I do like the way the, like, face points forward in that way. The feet are, I think, actually kind of in a way bigger than the original Doms. I think this is a beam saber, and it definitely brings to mind the image of the original Dom. Not to mention, this had the image, like, one of the funniest parts where people were asking, like, it was like the poll from Gundam Evolution, like, what series is the Dom Trooper from? And Universal Century won, despite being wrong by a decent amount. And that was really funny. So that takes it up in my mind a little bit. Probably here. Yeah. The Delta Astray. The head I actually am not that big a fan of, but these parts here I love. The arms and shoulders in general I really like. The way that everything like sort of like flows together really nicely is great. If these parts didn't point up, I think that'd be a little better. But the legs are one of my favorite parts. I wonder if it has some slight strike lineage with these parts here. Those almost looks like they could be remnants of X100 series frame lineage. But this joint also looks very nice. But overall, I really, really like this. Imagine if it had a more Exia-like head, and the chest was a little bit smaller. That would be perfect. Let's see here. Let's put it there. The Gundam Astray gold frame. I think it was Gundam Astray gold frame. Amaterasu? Yeah. The legs I really like. You can definitely still tell this thing has a Stray frame lineage, but I understand people not liking this. I very much do. The feet are kind of odd. The wings are like very over the top. But you know what? I actually like it. Especially the arms. The arms are great. And the hands. It's slaying. The head is a bit odd, though. But overall, I do very much like it. And it deserves its spot along the other strays. Probably about there. The Gazoon. Or it was Gazoot? Gazoot. That's what it was. The Gazoot. Which is spelled with 3 vowels right next to each other. Like that. I believe. Anyway. This is a weird gun tank, gun cannon looking ass creature. I actually don't dislike it, but I don't like it that much either. The 4 cannons do give a nice vibe though, especially these 2 missiles next to these guns. The tank treads are interesting. Where will it go? Probably it'll go like there. Or no, I like it better than the Raigo. What was this? Oh, the Astray gold frame Amatsumina. Yes. I do like the one mono-eye there. The backpack is interesting. And was also just copied for the Nebula Blitz. Forgot to close that. I do actually like the changes to the composite shield system. And this, like, arm, or like fin on the arm is nice. And the black and gold look very nice with each other. And I'll put it below the... Probably right there. Let's actually put that there, though. No. Yeah. Right below the Amaterasu. And we finally the Strike Dagger. Yes, the Strike Dagger. This was what was modified instead of the Dagger /A1 Dagger /105 Dagger. It can also, actually, despite the fact that the shoulders look like it can equip striker packs, in general it can't equip striker packs at all. So, but it still managed to be effective, especially because they made like a shit ton of them. But it was very stripped down. But it's actually one of my favorite gym stand-ins. I like it almost as much as the normal dagger. Where did I even put the normal dagger? Right there. No, it's that right there. Probably like there is a good place for it. The Windom. I actually love the Windom with its Dragon R looking ass head. I really like these thrusters here, and the feet are very interesting, especially for an Omni mobile suit. The skirt armor is what you expect from an Omni mobile suit of today. The shoulders I actually really like, and the head I mentioned briefly, but I do really like the head, especially this like V-fin. And the visor. The vents are pretty cool looking, and the cockpit is very cool looking. It's just a shame that it sort of didn't perform that well on screen, because I'm putting him in the low S tier. What is this even? Oh wait, is that... Okay, we're not going to do that one yet. We are going to do the Zeno. This I actually do like as an aquatic mobile suit. It's very creature looking. I really like his vents, and it looks like it would be in the ocean. It looks almost like a sea monster, but it also looks like, you know, properly streamlined. Though the fin kind of doesn't help, but the fin is, I think, important for the way it looks, so it's fine. And it almost looks like slightly frog-like, and I really like the way that it looks. It's such a creature. And it's gonna go, like, I don't know, here. Okay. Now we're getting into the Gundam Seed Freedom stuff, which, by the way, I am extremely hyped for. I am going to see it as soon as it comes out with a friend who also really likes Gundam Seed. Yeah, I'll be seeing it in theaters, for sure, if it shows in the US, which I can't imagine it wouldn't. There's no way they would do that. I'm very hyped. I do really like the head. The shoulders I love. The backpack is quite nice. The feet I really like. The torso I very much like. The railguns are interesting, but what's very interesting to me in this is that apparently it's not nuclear powered. And also it's not based on the strike freedom, it's based on the freedom, which is interesting. I also, unlike the others, I don't think this is a Zaft mobile suit, because even the Strike Freedom and Infinite Justice were clearly made for Atherin and Kira, so they must have stolen the designs early in their development, but they were originally developed by Zaft. I don't think this one is. A lot of people were hating on the color scheme, but I actually like the color scheme. I do think it's going to be replaced by something nuclear powered based on the Strike Freedom with Dragoons later in the movie. I think this is going to get destroyed and replaced during the movie. But just this by itself, I honestly love. And the white, so this is the first time, as far as I know, that Kira has ever piloted a mobile suit that doesn't have a face vents, as far as that I can remember. And also the white chin is interesting. I actually kind of like that a lot. But yeah, I'm really liking this, and it's... I like it more than the original Freedom. That much is for sure. The Rising Freedom. I think it manages just to get the bottom of S. Maybe even actually like it more than the Blitz. I think I do. And then the Immortal Justice has a lot of the same stuff going for it. The backpack is looking nice. The head is somewhat Justice-like without being, but it's still like, it's still new and unique enough. It shares a lot of similarities with the Rising Freedom, but also a lot of ones with the Justice. And then also, once again, you do have to remember this is Kuino Kawada line art. What a lot of people are wondering, so this one, I feel, once again, yeah, you can see this, like, proportions are much better. But this also, I think, is going to be destroyed and replaced with something nuclear-powered, and more based on the original, or on the Infinite Justice, because this is based on the original Justice, it would seem. But the real point of contention is who the hell pilots this? And I'll talk about it once I'm done with ranking all these. I'll talk about that a bit. But the big question is it Shin or Athrun? And this goes just barely below the Rising Freedom. Next we have what was it called? I think it was called Shiva. These shoulders are interesting to me. I kind of have mixed feelings about them. I'm thinking maybe I don't like them that much. This seems to be like maybe an early version of liner. I wonder if they'll come up with a better one later. But even if they don't, it's fine. It's got a very Mandalorian looking ass head there. It's got like a beam cape, which seems to be some sort of wings of light. I do really like the legs and feet. This is a very interesting design. It's very different from what we've seen from really Gundam in general. Up to this point, it's very new and unique, and I'm really digging it. And I'm gonna definitely put it in A. Probably pretty high in A too, like there. Or maybe more like there. No. Well, middle of A is still good. And then this one, I actually don't remember what it's called, but I actually think I slightly like this one better. The head I don't like as much, but the okay, OBS Studio disconnected, but we are back. The face is a bit, like, how do I put this? I would sort of want it to be a little bit more aggressive. Especially considering it's based on the Gelgoog, and it looks less aggressive in facing the Gelgoog, but it's fine. The backpack I'm liking quite a bit. The shoulders are nice. I'm really liking that. The beam shield it has isn't shown here, but it's definitely interesting, and you should check it out by yourself if you're interested. The legs I'm also liking quite a bit. They definitely have the Gelgoog vibe, but it's decidedly Gundam Seed. And it does that just oh so well. I like it way better than the other later things like that, like this that are based on Seed mobile suits, or on UC mobile suits. Probably, I think I'd probably put it like there. Yeah, the Gelgoog Menace. And then finally, the Gian. I don't remember if it was Gian Strom or Gian Storm. That was with the space pack. This one is with the atmospheric pack, but they can both use either of them. I do like the legs. The beam saber there is nice. The head I have mixed feelings about, so let's just not touch on that too much. The shoulders are nice. This one also has contention, of course, on who's going to pilot it. But I will talk a little bit about my theories on that after I'm done with all of the tier lists. But this one I don't like as much as the Gian, or the Gelgoog Menace, so let's put it more like there. Maybe there. Okay, so this is going to be the tier list, so now let's talk about my theories for Seed Freedom. So, first of all, like I said, I think the Rising Freedom and Immortal Justice are going to be destroyed and replaced with something nuclear powered based on the Strike Freedom and Infinite Justice, respectively. The other thing that I didn't have on this tier list is the Impulse Spec 2, which is, as far as we can see, it's literally the Impulse but slightly darker colors. So the question is, who pilots what and when? Because I don't think I think it's possible. So I think the Gelgoog Menace is going to be piloted by Lunamaria. I do not think Athrun is going to pilot the Rising Freedom. Not Rising Freedom, the Immortal Justice. I think Shin is actually going to pilot the Immortal Justice. I think Athrun will be undercover in the first part of the movie, not in the in combat zones. Although the trailers did seem to imply that he pilots the Immortal Justice, so I'm sort of second guessing myself on that now. But for the time being, it's still looking like, to me at least, that he's not going to pilot it, which is a very bold move on Sunrise's part. But I do think he's going to come back, back to mobile suit piloting. And I think he's going to pilot the upgraded Justice based on the Infinite Justice. I think I think Shin will go to pilot something new, an upgrade to the Destiny. And then I think the people saying that Izak doesn't pilot the Gyanstrom are a little bit silly because it's in his custom colors. Like, come on. And then I think Lunamaria is going to upgrade from her Gelgoog Menace to the Impulse Spec 2, which could have a nuclear engine and an N-Jammer canceller, which would be new for the Impulse for sure. It's definitely possible. And then perhaps the Gelgoog Menace will be handed down to that new girl. I forgot her name, but she's a new character. So it's very interesting to think about, like, what's going to happen in the movie, but that's my guess as far as who pilots what and when. So when it comes out and I can watch it, we'll see how close I was. For those who interact with me on, like, Discord and Twitter, if you are in a place like, say, Japan and can watch the movie before me, if you spoil it for me, I will find you. Or more accurately, I will probably block you on all platforms because I would be very, very upset about that, so don't do that. So let's see if there's anything I want to move around. Definitely, I want to keep the red frame right where it is, in the top spot where it belongs, because it's the best. The best to ever do it. The Saigu Deep Arms I might maybe put above that. Yeah. I'm tempted to move the Blitz down to the top of A, but I think I'll keep it where it is for now. Yeah, this is looking quite good right now. I can't really think of anything that I really want to change where it is. Other than maybe move the Gillis Gate down to D. Yeah. It did have an imposing presence, but in the end, it's just so weird. I can't exactly bring myself to like it very much. I can already feel the comments saying that I just don't like anything that's odd. But first of all, they're objectively wrong because you don't get weirder than the Zno, which is in B, not D or whatever. And the red frame's kind of odd too. But more importantly, I actually don't care. Because why should I care what they say? I don't. I just like what I like. That's really all there is to it. But yeah, I think this is good. Pitbull or Gundam? As silly as it would be to say Pitbull, nah, Gundam. Yeah, I do wish I had actually cropped that Lord Astray Omega image a bit better, but whatever. Yeah, this will be it for the stream. I will be posting this tier list on Twitter and Reddit and Discord, so if you follow me on any of those platforms, you'll see it there. If you would like to, you know, stop and take a better look at it than you're able to during the stream. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making this. I do like these tier list streams, and I feel like they're interesting and fun. Though downloading all the mobile suit images is a bit of work. It's worth it, and I do like to have images of mobile suits downloaded anyway. I have like a few. I have like I think around 400 downloaded right now total, 400 to 500. So yeah, I mean it's not like I don't want to have those anyway. So. However, where's... I'm looking for my, I'll just do that. Okay. I'm looking for my schedule. Which, by the way, next week's schedule will be posted today on my, Discord, YouTube, and Twitter. But tomorrow, there is no stream scheduled, but I will probably do a Gorilla stream at some point. But the day after tomorrow, Saturday, at a bit later than my usual stream time, so 3 hours later, so 4 p.m. GMT, 8 a.m. PDT, and I believe that's 10 p.m., not p.m., a.m., 10 a.m. EDT. Yeah, 4 p.m. GMT, 8 a.m. PDT, which is, I'm pretty sure, 10 a.m. EDT, I will be streaming Apex Legends. It has been so long since I played that. I'm gonna suck. I'm gonna try and maybe play with a friend or two today and tomorrow, so that I don't suck quite as much. But yeah, expect me to suffer, because I will. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like I said, I had a great time making this. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I have a link to my Patreon down below if you'd like to support me and the channel, where you also get access to early access content such as concept art and demos of the video game that I'm making, early access to song covers, and even original music when I start on those, and other miscellaneous goodies that you only get by being subscribed to my Patreon. And also, I have links to all my links in my link tree, such as my Twitter, Discord, Twitch, everything like that. And I have specifically my Discord link separately. If you would like to have stream notifications, or if you want to have any suggestions, or if you just want to chill with me in my community, that's the best way to talk with us and just chat. So definitely join that if that sounds like something that would interest you. But mostly, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate all of you being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.